Welcome back to Old School Sports and our Out of the Park Baseball 24 playthrough of the Buffalo Wings. We have finally made it to opening day of the 2033 season, and it was not the most eventful offseason for our Buffalo Wings. You can see we are headed into the season with close to $20 million to spend and the 23rd highest payroll in baseball. So, we're trying to make a sixth consecutive trip to the playoffs with not necessarily a bargain basement team, but certainly a team that has been managed frugally as far as its budget here for 2033. The offseason, as I mentioned, was relatively quiet. Only ended up signing three players, and they were all February or later. Jordan Westberg to a front loaded 3 year deal with a couple of team options. Brought Ivan Herrera back to be our backup catcher. And we signed Shohei Ohtani, who suffered that serious injury last September, really going to be missing most of this year. His price came down. He was looking for 5 years and about $14 million a year at one point. We ended up signing him for $8 million total over 2 years, but it's really 1 year and then an option. We've got him for $5 million this year and then a team option for $3 million next year. Basically, I don't think he's got anything left as a pitcher, especially when he comes back from that torn labrum. But I think his bat could still be useful for us, and I am viewing him as a bit of a very reasonably priced insurance policy if we do end up moving on from longtime left fielder Vance Honeycutt at the end of this season. Honeycutt will be turning 30 in about a month and a half. He's already fragile physically, and he's coming off of the worst season in his career. That said, he's still an important player in our lineup. We also have recently made a couple of contract offers. The always controversial Franklin Heel, we're trying to sign him to a 3 year extension. And last year's #1 draft pick, Mike Heiner, kind of trying to do something that Dralic suggested. We are offering to pay him 10 years, $66 million, basically guaranteeing the financial future for the young right fielder. He has not played in the majors in his life, but the performance he put up in single A, double A, and triple A, where the lowest batting average he had at any of those stops last year was 324, makes us think he could be a pretty productive hitter with a little bit of pop in his bat, but more of a singles and doubles and triples and high average hitter with the speed that he has. So we're trying to lock him up for the long term as well. Taking a look at the preseason predictions, the Yankees predicted to be by far the best team in the American League. If the predictions are right, their 102 wins will be 14 better than any team in the AL. And looking here at the National League, we are projected to be the best team in the National League with 94 wins. That would be our third consecutive season with exactly 94 wins if it works out that way. And it would be a second consecutive season with an NL East title and home field advantage for the NL playoffs. So certainly would love for it to work out that way, where we're the best team in the National League again. Doesn't look like they're expecting any huge years from our pitchers. Deshaun Seifu, our excellent second baseman, had a pretty productive year in this playthrough and is viewed as one of the top hitters in the National League. So we are looking forward to seeing what this team can do this year. Our expectations are certainly for another playoff appearance, but never know what's going to happen. We've got a very different looking team than a year ago. The starting rotation is basically the same, although Painter actually was not a starter last year, but pitched 140 innings out of our bullpen. A few new pitchers on the team. Yohane Varejo, a former fifth-round pick, made his major league debut at the end of last year. Jaden Hilaire, a Rule 5 pick, and David Aranya, who was a Rule 5 pick a couple years ago, spent all year in AAA Albany last year. Those are the new additions to our pitching staff. The everyday players, a few more new players around. Bobby Bolig, who we picked up in that trade that we discussed over the past few episodes with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Jordan Westberg, the free agent signing we mentioned. Gavin Grayovac, who we traded for in the offseason. And then Mike Heiner, of course, who we've talked about. We made a long-term offer to the rookie who was a college player only about 9 or 10 months ago. And now we've offered him 10 years and $66 million. And as has become our tradition on opening day here in this Buffalo Wings playthrough, we are going to play out our opening day game. Looks like we will be hosting the Miami Marlins here. I can see supposedly on paper we are a much better team than Miami, and we'll see if we can get the year off to a 1-0 start here on opening day 2033 in Buffalo. And Chris Sabatka, who is now clearly our ace with the injury to Shohei Ohtani, on the mound for opening day 2033. Jay Allen II will be leading off for the Marlins. And struck out the leadoff hitter, so a nice way to start the season off. Sabatka now going against CJ Kayfus. Grounder down to first base, 2 away. And the number 3 hitter, Josh Adams, up with 2 outs, nobody on. And struck him out as well. So a nice start to the 2033 season by Mr. Sabatka. And we will be going against Carlos Duran today. 7-15 with a 5.19 ERA last year for the 31-year-old for the Marlins. Deshaun Seifu leading off here for the Buffalo Wings. And Seifu strikes out to start off the game. Juan Estrada, the young two-way player, another guy who's really good on getting on base like Seifu. And like Seifu, he also struck out. So the pitchers have been dominant here through the early stages of the game. Bobby Bolig making his debut. This was a trade that we talked about. We had thought about trading away one of the top prospects in our system, Joe Edwards, for Bolig. The loyal viewers and commenters convinced me that was not the way to go, so we ended up spending way too much time trying to figure out a trade where we could get Bolig without giving up Edwards. And we're trying to teach him how to play first base at the major league level, counting on his bat at least being productive while he's learning how to play that position here for us. And Bobby Bolig, the new addition, home run in his first at-bat as a Buffalo Wing. So we are hoping for a lot more of those. We think that Bolig could be a monster against right-handed pitching, and he certainly has his Buffalo Wings career off to a nice start. Adley Rutschman still viewed as the best all-around catcher in the game in his 5th year with the Buffalo Wings at this point, batting cleanup for us. It's one down to third, and the play is made, but Bobby Bolig, off to a nice start in his Buffalo Wings career, has helped Buffalo jump out to a 1-0 lead here over the Marlins. Sabatka now going up against the cleanup hitter for Miami, Kendall Simmons. And looks like he walked him. Simmons does not have much speed. We will go back to double play depth going against the excellent left-handed hitter Spencer Nivens here. And he pops it up to Cam Collier at third base. Going to keep the infield at double play depth, see if we can get out of the inning going against Leonardo Bernal. And Sabatka strikes him out. So 2 away here, still a runner on first. Yanni Hernandez, the first baseman, up now. And he singled to left field. So runners on first and second with 2 outs. Ryan Ritter, the shortstop, is up. Hopefully Sabatka can get out of this jam right here. And a brilliant catch by Heiner to snag that ball. Boy, if he had dove and had gotten by him, that's 2 runs right there. But fortunately, the rookie Heiner, who I believe is going to be leading off this next inning, made a nice play in the outfield in his first opportunity in the field. So Mike Heiner, who like Bolig, we think is a left-handed batter that hopefully we can build around for many years to come. Unlike Bolig, Heiner does not have any experience yet, but he did a great job last year after we drafted him, and we'll see what he can do in his first major league at bat. And he strikes out. Looks like he went down looking. Vance Honeycutt could be in his final go-round with the Buffalo Wings, batting second here in the bottom of the second for us. And he draws a walk, so Honeycutt still has a little bit of speed. May have an opportunity to get him going on the base paths. Cam Collier up. We are going to send Honeycutt. And Honeycutt successful stealing second base, obviously his first steal of the year. So that potentially gets a runner scoring position for Cam Collier here in the bottom of the second. And Collier blasts it. So 2 innings, 2 home runs for the Buffalo Wings. Cam Collier with a 2-run shot. I guess we really didn't need to send Honeycutt since Collier took care of business. So some pretty good offense from Buffalo here in the early stages against Duran. Center fielder John Featherston now up, still only 1 out. And Featherston strikes out for the second out of the inning. Shortstop Tim Hull now up, the number 9 hitter for us. So we'll be back to the top of the order at the worst case scenario next inning. But that's not going to be the case because Hull drew a walk. Another guy who has a little bit of speed, but we're not going to run with 2 outs here. We're going to let Seifu swing away. And Seifu goes down looking. 2 runs on 1 hit for the Buffalo Wings here in the bottom of the second. 3-0 lead for Buffalo as we head to the third. Brooks Lee, the number 9 hitter, up for Miami. Hopefully Sabatka can get him. He does. He strikes him out. A lot of strikeouts today. Sabatka 4 Ks through 2 1/3 innings. Back to the top of the order against Jay Allen II. Strikes him out as well. Sabatka looking good today. And can he strike out the side going against C.J. Kayfus? No, he cannot. A single by Kayfus to center field. Sabatka going against Josh Allen. And another hit. So runners on the corners, first and third with 2 outs. And the cleanup hitter, the number 4 hitter, Kendall Simmons up. And struck him out. So Sabatka did end up striking out the side, but it was not 3 up, 3 down. Got out of the jam, though, but he's thrown a lot of pitches through the first 3 innings. Juan Estrada, the number 2 hitter, the two-way guy, against Carlos Duran to lead off the second here. And Estrada laces that one down the right field line. It looked like it could have been a stand-up double, but Estrada slid into second. So we've got the leadoff batter on board, Bobby Bolig, who hit the home run in his first at-bat with the Buffalo Wings, up again here in the bottom of the third. And Bobby Bolig goes yard for a second time. I thought this guy could be a devastating hitter against right-handed pitching, and can't get any better than the start that he has to his Buffalo Wings career. 2 for 2 with 3 runs batted in, and there's not even an out in the third inning yet. Rutschman now up with nobody on base, obviously, after the home run. And Rutschman looks like a pop-up to third for the first out of the inning. Mike Heiner, the rookie, who we've made that big contract offer to. And Heiner drills it into the gap. Running for a double, and a double for Mike Heiner, his first major league hit. So the new left-handed additions of Heiner and Bolig have provided us some offense so far. Vance Honeycutt up with a runner in scoring position, still just 1 out. Honeycutt strikes out. And now Cam Collier, who hit the 2-run homer last inning, up with 2 outs and a runner on here in the bottom of the third. Collier grounds it down to first, so the inning is finally over. But our Buffalo Wings are getting this season off to a big start, a 5-0 lead as we head to the 4th inning. And as the top of the 4th begins, Sabatka going to be going against the always dangerous Spencer Nivens with a 5-0 lead 3 innings in. We'd certainly love to get 5 innings out of Sabatka to set him up for a win. He tied for the league lead last year with 15 Ws, but he's already thrown 64 pitches, so he's going to need an easy inning here to have any shot at getting through 5. And he's been striking out a lot of batters, but that also means he's tacking up a lot of pitches. 7 strikeouts through 3 1/3 now, going against Leonardo Bernal. And Bernal hits it out to center field. That was on the first pitch, so that helped a bit as far as the pitch count. Going against Yanni Hernandez, would be nice if we could get a 1-2-3 inning here. And he grounds it down to Hull at short, makes the play, and we do get a 1-2-3 inning. So Buffalo takes a 5-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th. Duran still on the mound. Center fielder John Featherston leading off for us. And Featherston strikes out, 7th strikeout for Duran as well. So new pitcher now finally on. They brought in the left-handed pitcher Mark Dunlop. Kind of an odd decision. They had the righty go after the left-handed hitting Featherston, and then they brought up the left-hander after he got the first out of the inning to go after the right-handed hitting Tim Hull. Must have a read that that was the right decision, but it's certainly an unconventional move by the Marlins manager. Tim Hull, the number 9 hitter, against the reliever Dunlap. And Tim Hull flies out to center field. And Deshaun Seifu now with 2 outs, not leading off. He's our leadoff hitter, batting for the third time today already. And looks like Seifu's got his first hit of the year. He's hustling into second with a stand-up double. So Seifu on second, Juan Estrada up against Dunlop. Oh, infield hit for Estrada, real close play. So runners on first and third. That was big, and now we've got the situation. We didn't necessarily want to have to think about this early in just the fourth inning. Bobby Bolig, we picked him up because he is going to be a monster against right-handed pitching, we believe, and we've seen that as he's 2 for 2 with 2 homers and 3 ribbies. Not so great against left-handed pitching, but we've got a 5-0 lead. We want to see what we can get out of Bolig, so we are going to let him face off against Dunlap here and see if he can come through with a big hit with 2 outs and runners on first and third against the left-hander. And he walks to load up the bases. So an opportunity here to break this game open even more for Clutchman. With the bases loaded and 2 outs, Adley's gotten off to relatively slow starts for the last couple seasons with us. By the end of the year, he always kind of ends up putting up his numbers, but would love to have him get the season off to a bang right here. Would be nice. We've hit a home run each inning of the game so far. Would be nice to get a 4th home run and a grand slam right here. Not going to be the case, though. He grounds out to short with the bases loaded, so 3 runners left on base by Rutschman. And for the first time this game, the Wings failed to score. So Sabatka with a 5-0 lead, the 8-9-1 batter's up. He's thrown 82 pitches, kind of getting to the danger zone. So going to try to get him through one more inning to get him the W. We'll see how he does with his first batter here. And grounder to Hull, so 1 away. Number 9 hitter here in Brooks Lee. And he flies out to center field, it looks like, so 2 away. So Sabatka now going up against Jay Allen the second for the 3rd time. If he can get him, it will likely be his last batter of the day. And Sabatka strikes out Jay Allen the third, 8th strikeout of the game for him through 5 innings. And opening day, he's in the 80s for his pitches. You would have to think that's the end for him. Heiner, the young outfielder, leading off here in the bottom of the 5th for us against Mark Dunlap. And Heiner, who doubled his last time up, looks like he's going to have his 2nd double of his career and his 2nd double of the season here. So, like the hitting we're getting out of those 2 left-handed bats that are new to our lineup so far. Obviously very early in the season and a small sample size, but 4 hits between Bolig and Heiner with 2 homers and 3 ribbies for Bolig and a couple of doubles for Heiner. Can't ask for better production than that. I guess you could. We could ask that Heiner didn't make an out, but we'll take it. Vance Honeycutt up with the runner on second, and Honeycutt goes down looking. So 1 out, runner on second for Cam Collier. And we're going to run with the youngster Mike Heiner, try to get him in scoring position. I guess he's already in scoring position, but try to get him in position where a fly out to the outfield could get him in, and he does steal 3rd base. There was a bad throw. It looks like considered an error, but Heiner is now on 3rd, so Collier hopefully can, at the very least, get a fly ball to the outfield to get Heiner in for another run. Not to be the case, though, as Cam Collier strikes out. And now we'll see what Featherston can do against Dunlap here. And he lines out to 3rd. So the inning is over. Another hit for Buffalo, and the lead is 5-0 as we go into the 6th. Sabatka with 93 pitches, 5 scoreless innings, 3 hits, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. Definitely time to move on from him. We've got a couple lefties coming up. So we will make the call to the bullpen, and we are going to bring in Kyle Backus, the left-handed reliever. Hopefully he can get those two lefties and then get us out of the inning. So Kyle Backus in for Sobotka, who had a nice performance for us today. Backus going up against CJ Kayfus. And he walked the first guy he faced, so that was certainly not what we were looking for. Go back to double play depth with the runner on first and see if he can get Josh Adams. And he does get a double play ball, the old 6-4-3 double play. So good job by Backus to get out of the jam there. Let's see if he can get the right-handed cleanup hitter Kendall Simmons here with 2 outs and nobody on. And Simmons drills that one off the wall in left field. Stand-up double for Kendall Simmons. We'll see if Backus can get the left-hander Spencer Nivens with the runner in scoring position. Probably will be his last batter of the game, no matter what. And Nivens drills that one. Triple for Spencer Nivens. So a run on the board for Miami here. And Backus has not been great. We're giving him a chance to work out of the jam. And he coaxed the pop-up to safety. So 1 run for Miami in the top of the 6th, but still a 5-1 lead for Buffalo as we head to the bottom of the inning. Mark Dunlap still on the mound in relief. Shortstop Tim Hull leading off for the Buffalo Wings here in the bottom of the 6th. And Hull with a walk. Back to the top of the order for Deshaun Seifu. And Seifu strikes out. 3 strikeouts today for Seifu, so he has not been great. Juan Estrada, the young designated hitter. We may look to pinch hit at this point. Got a bunch of right-handed bats on the bench. And we are going to let Henry Allen, the young, not so young, but the first baseman, right-handed batter, pinch hit here for Mr. Estrada to get his first game action of the year. And Allen pops up to second base, 2 away. And Bobby Bolig gets a second at-bat against a left-handed pitcher. I believe he walked his last time up. And Bolig is on fire. Looks like, do we want to signal Tim Hull to round third base and try to score? Nivens has a great arm, but we're going to try to put the pressure on him. And it looks like he got thrown out at the plate. I guess the animation was not great for me. Moved right onto that, but obviously should not have tested Spencer Nivens' arm because wasted the hit by Bolig. So we go to the top of the 7th now. We've got a switch hitter, a righty, and a switch hitter. Backus wasn't incredible. It's the first day of the year, or first game of the year. The team is relatively healthy and well. We'll let David Aranya the young right-hander come in now with the 5-1 lead and see what he can do against the bottom of the order here. So Aranya struck out Hernandez, now going against the shortstop Ritter with one away. Grounder down to Hull at shortstop. 2 away here, and now Brooksley, the number 9 hitter, up with 2 outs. And it looks like he got hit by the pitch. So Brooksley on first, Jay Allen up. See if Aranya can get out of this. Nice ball to short. Gets out of the inning as he flips it to Seifu at second. And we are headed to the 7th inning stretch with a 5-1 lead for Buffalo. Dunlap still on for the Marlins in relief. He's thrown 45 pitches, but he's got a lot of stamina, so he's still pretty strong. Has given up 4 hits and 2 walks in those 2 2/3 innings, but no earned runs. We did our damage against the starter. So Rutschman leading off against Dunlap, and Rutschman lines out to left field to start off the inning. Mike Heiner now up. Couple of hits today and a stolen base in his major league debut. And Heiner, ooh, nice diving play by Lee. And Vance Honeycutt now up with 2 outs. Honeycutt looks like a little dribbler to the pitcher. 3 up, 3 down for Buffalo here in the bottom of the 7th. So we've got 3 of the next 4 hitters are lefties. We're gonna let everyone in the pen try to get some action today. So we will bring on Sean Sullivan. Get as many guys action here on opening day as possible and try to get the last 6 outs that we're going to need against Miami. So Sullivan going up against C.J. Kayfus. And a grounder to Seifu, and just makes the... Oh, he doesn't make the play. He's safe. Infield hit for Kayfus. Not what we were looking for. We'll see if we can get a double play, but I probably should have set the guys back at double play depth if I wanted to do that. Didn't matter. Sullivan still got the job done. A 1-4-3 double play. And now 2 outs. He'll go after Kendall Simmons here. And Simmons looks like he's going to pop out to left. So Sullivan with a clean inning. And we head to the bottom of the 8th. With Dunlap still on the mound, I think we are going to pinch hit for Cam Collier and let the right-hander Jordan Westberg, who can also play third base, come in for Collier. Again, I said we're trying to get as many guys up and get as many guys action here on opening day as we can. Big can of corn there, popped up in the infield for Westberg, but he'll go out to third next inning. John Featherston is our good defensive center fielder, so we're not going to be pinch hitting for him. Let him hit away. And Featherston strikes out. 4th strikeout of the day for Dunlap. And Tim Hull, the shortstop, now up with 2 outs. Could hopefully, hopefully he'll get on base, but if he makes an out, hopefully it's the last batter of the day for Buffalo. But it doesn't look like he's going to make an out. Tim Hull with a single down to right field there, and he gets to the top of the order, and Seifu, who is 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, gets an opportunity to maybe add to the lead here if he can hit a ball into the gap. And Seifu, not a ball to the gap, but a single, and Hull goes to third. So runners on the corners with 2 outs here. And Henry Allen, who pinch hit for Juan Estrada, has an opportunity for a second at-bat of the day. And looks like Dunlap got out of the inning. He's been pretty solid in relief for them. 2 runners on and nobody scores. We take a 5-1 lead to the top of the 9th. As I mentioned, we're going to play Westberg at third base. Other than that, no other moves except have to decide what to do with the pitcher. We got a lefty up, so we'll see if Sean Sullivan can handle that matchup against Spencer Nivens well. And Nivens drives it to center field. Nivens, I believe, hit a triple. I don't know if it was his last at-bat. I think it may have been. But Nivens is a big-time hitter, and he's driven the ball today. If Sullivan had gotten Nivens, we were probably going to try to let him finish this one off. But I think we'll make a call to the bullpen and try to keep this thing under control. We will go with Jorge Carrillo, the young right-hander who flamed out as a starter for us last year in the early stages of the year, but has been excellent in the bullpen ever since. And he was excellent out of the bullpen before we gave him an opportunity in the rotation at the start of last year. So hopefully he can help us close this one out. Carrillo against Bernal here. And Bernal grounds it to second. Runner does move to third. Nivens on third now, but 1 away. Carrillo now going against Yanni Hernandez. That run at third really doesn't mean much of anything. Got another out, traded the out for the run. Seifu over to Bolig for the second out of the inning. And our Buffalo Wings are 1 out away. Kushu Tanaka pinch hitting here against Carrillo with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. And Tanaka comes through with a pinch hit single. So the lead is 5-2 here. Brooks Lee, the number 9 hitter, up. If Lee happens to get on, things start getting very interesting. And Lee is going to get on. So runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. And I think we are going to make another call to the bullpen given the situation and bring in our closer, Bryce Miller. A little surprised we ended up needing to use him, but we'll see if Bryce Miller can get the final out of the game for the Buffalo Wings here. The tying run is at the plate in the form of Jay Allen II here in the top of the 9th. And Bryce Miller does coax the grounder. Hull takes care of it himself, touches second, and our Buffalo Wings are 5-2 winners. So the 2033 season off to a nice start. Double dinger, the 2-homer game from Bobby Bolig in his first action for Buffalo. So a nice start to the 2033 season here in Buffalo. Bolig, of course, had the 2 home runs. Cam Collier also with the 2-run home run there. Pretty good start to the season for a team that struggled offensively last year. 11 hits. Estrada with a double, Heiner, Seifu, and Bolig with a double. Bolig, of course, with the 2 home runs. Heiner actually had 2 doubles, which I had mentioned earlier, but not right now, in the home run from Collier. So a lot of extra base hits, stolen bases from Heiner and Honeycutt. Sabatka with the good performance, used a lot of relievers. Miller came on and got the 1-pitch save with the grounder that he coaxed to Hull. Player of the game in his first game in a Buffalo Wings uniform is Bobby Bolig. So a Can't have a much better game than that. 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, a double, 2 homers, 3 ribbies, and a walk. If he keeps up this pace, he's going to have a 4.333 OPS for the season, which I am guessing will be some kind of record. 0.4 WAR in one game. So can't ask for more than opening day victory and the big trade addition from the offseason, a key contributor to it for our Buffalo Wings. And Bobby Bolig ended up with some hardware, the double dinger game and the extra base machine with the 3 extra base hits. So a nice start to the 2033 season for our Buffalo Wings. We are in first place, tied with the Expos, Pirates, and the Mets, 1 game into the season. And looking forward to seeing how this year goes in Buffalo. Certainly not expecting Bobby Bolig to do what he did today every day. But can't complain about that start to the season at home. And we'll get into a lot more detail and a lot more depth and play a lot more games in this 2033 season in our next episode. Until then, thanks so much for watching and hope you have a great day.